So, but can we end this? I have Sharon Osbourne coming on the podcast.
Oh, really?
And I heard a story that Sharon crawled in your ass one time, but that like you really needed that.
Oh, yeah.
And I want to ask her about her version of it too, if that's okay with you, whenever
Yeah.
I have her on the podcast next week.
Absolutely.
Tell me what happened with that.
Well, first off, please give her a big old hug for me.
I will.
And just tell her hello and warm regards, and just thinking about her, praying for her and her family during this tough time. And, but yeah, that moment I was just, just drinking, trying to start riots. Well, I started a riot on Ozzfest, encouraged the fans to destroy the venue. They obliged and destroyed the venue. My A&R was like, dude, just jump in the back of my town car. Cause the cops were looking for me. And so I jumped in the back in the trunk of the town car, cause they were searching vehicles as I was leaving, got out of there. They ended up getting a hold of my A&R and said, listen, if Jacoby doesn't come back and surrender to the cops, he's going to get arrested for evading the police. And like, you don't want that. You don't want that type of smoke. So I turned around, I turned myself into the New Jersey State Police. I was detained, and, they were cool enough to me. I had to pay I was bailed out later that evening. I had to pay a massive fine. And then I was like, cool. I'm like, all right, going back to the bus. And they're like, I'll get back to the venue. And they're like, got to come talk to mama. And I went into the office and I had to sit down with Sharon, and she just chewed me a new asshole. She's like, you got the fucking world in the palm of your hands and you're just acting like an idiot. Come to my festival. You start a riot, you destroy the fucking venue. And she just read me the riot act, and like, she's like, you're lucky I don't kick you off this tour right now. You're lucky you're selling millions of records right now because you're been out of here, and I just was like,
this little woman just chewing into you.
Just a pistol, a fire plug. And, I needed that. I straight up needed it. Like, I'm so grateful that she just checked me. I was humbled straight up. I was like, God, I didn't want to like get kicked off Ozzfest, because it was like, we were out on tour with, it was like Papa Roach, Linkin Park, Slipknot, Marilyn Manson, Ozzy Osbourne. Like, it was just the sickest
when the music was so good.
Yeah, it was so rad. And I am just so grateful that she just chewed my ass out and set me straight, because, I had the world in the palm of my hands, and I was selling millions of records, and I didn't want to ruin my career. And it really like changed the way that I approached this thing.
So I had a podcast with Jacoby from Papa Roach. It was a festival that you were running, and you pulled him in the back and you read him the riot act. He said that he had never had the tiniest woman put him in place like he did when you put him in his place. And he said from that day on, he got his shit together, and he wanted to thank you for that.
That means a lot. That means a real lot. That's great. And it's like, because so many times